Good day to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska-Koper and this is Poland Daily Culture. Thank you very much for watching our show, which is in English, about culture. And today we are talking about the new comic book in Poland, which is called The Moth. With me in the studio is the author of the script, Tomasz Grodecki. Thank you very much for coming.
Glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Tomasz, you made and you wrote this wonderful story about a superhero in Warsaw called The Moth. Tell us a little bit about the plot. What is it about? We know it's in the 20s in Warsaw.
I would say it's a non-superhero story about a superhero, because most superheroes have superpowers, and the Moth has one super disadvantage, so he's attracted to light. By day, he's an avant-garde artist, he's very bohemian type of a man, but at night he's a superhero, a detective, and he fights crime. So the whole thing is set in Warsaw from the 20s, from the 30s. So let's say it's this interbellum period. But the thing is, it's not a Warsaw that is known from history. It's a retro-futuristic Warsaw. So in my comic book, you have people in old suits, very retro looking like, but at the same time there are smartphones and new technology. So it's a mixture of noir, it's a mixture of superhero, it's a mixture of pulp, but it's also kind of sci-fi.
So there's a lot of elements altogether, and people are in style, or looking in very stylish, I should say, but also using the fact of the advantage of a new technology. Okay, so why the moth?
I would say that moths are very small animals, small creatures, but at the same time, they're very smart. So I decided to go with Moth because my character doesn't have superpowers. He's not looking like a stereotypical superhero. He's not very, let's say, masculine. He's just a normal type of a guy who's fighting crime, but at the same time, he's using more of his brain than let's say, muscles.
So it's like a mixture of Sherlock Holmes, Batman, and let's say the evil of Leopold Thurman, because all things is set in Warsaw.
Correct. I was inspired by street-level heroes. So I was inspired by people who are really close to us. And I think like a lot of superheroes are so super that we cannot connect with them. So when you think of Superman, he's an alien. So people cannot,
refer to him.
Yeah.
You'll never be that strong as Superman. You'll never be that handsome as Superman.
So, for example, people love Batman because he's like us. He doesn't have superpowers. But at the same time, we're not as rich as Batman. And Batman is a little bit, he's kind of a loner. And the Moth is different. He's also a loner. He's very eccentric, but at the same time, this man is an artist. He's living in Warsaw. He's very bohemian. But at the same time, he's a superhero, he's a detective. He's doing something totally different than Batman.
So he's trying to fight crime with all the tools that we have as human beings.
Sometimes with a smartphone even.
So we can very easily refer to him, and we could be him.
That's what I was trying to achieve with this comic book. So, I was looking at people. I was looking at people holding smartphones. I was looking at people who are more living online than offline. And I decided that it's a great topic to explore in a comic book form. So, my character is living in interbellum period 100 years ago, but he's having the same problems we do have right now. So he's also struggling with being ghosted, or he's just, experiencing the same things young people are experiencing right now. And that's why I think many people love this character, because he's like us.
He's like us, and that's the Moth, the main character of the comic book, The Moth itself. The author, Tomasz Grodecki, was with us, so what is left for me right now is to invite you to, of course, to read this comic book and to see it, because it's really worth your attention. And thank you very, very much for watching Poland Daily Culture.